Here is a really quick recording showing you how to start working in Illustrator. What we have here is we have the workspace, and always when you start you need to go File, New. It's fine, I leave everything as it is. I could change my height and width dimensions if I need to, but at the moment I'm okay with that. Press OK, and this is the page that I'm going to be working on. I have my zoom capabilities down here. I have my ability up here to change the stroke or the thickness of my lines that I'm drawing. So I can make it 0.25 point if that's what I require. I also have the ability here to have or select different colours for my lines. You can see as I hover over them, they actually tell me what they are. That's what I need. And if I need to add any extra colours, I can obviously search for those. I can do the same thing down here by clicking on that or double clicking on that stroke. If I wish to put a value in, I can do so here, so I can make that 255.00, and that of course is RGB red. So I'm doing laser cutting, that's a really important colour for me. If I click over here, I can actually make something fill, so no fill. Means everything I draw now is going to have a red line, which means it's going to be a cut line for my laser cutter, and it's going to have no colour fill inside it. My recommendation for doing any of this work is to work in the pen tool. Click on the pen tool, I'm going to make 0.25, and now I'm ready to go. So the big thing to remember with the pen tool is you need to just, every time you click once and don't hold the mouse click down, it makes a straight line. You need to make sure that any shape you draw actually has the starting and end point at the same location. Now once I've drawn my shape, I then have some flexibility to make some changes to it, which is the best thing about the pen tool. Instead of erasing it, I can actually customise or alter my shape, and I do so by using the white selection tool, the direct selection tool. I'm then free to click on any spot or point. So when I click on this anchor point here, you'll notice that it gets a little indication that I've selected it. I can do the following. I can actually round that point out. So look what happens. You'll see now it's a smooth curve. When I'm working on this particular point, I can then change the pathway of the curve. So I can stretch it out and move this particularly further out, so I have some flexibility. But let's say I've drawn something and I've really got an issue because I need to customise, say, the bottom part of the shape or the top part of the shape, and I just don't have the ability because I don't have enough of these dots, which we call anchors. If I click and hold on the pen tool, I can actually do something called add an anchor point. And I can add an anchor point anywhere on the path or the line that I've previously drawn, and then that gives me the flexibility to move those points around and later customise what I'm creating. So for example, I can now take this point and move this out, which obviously I couldn't do before, so I just didn't have enough points to work with. Now let's say as I'm drawing something, I decide that I've got a rounded shape and I actually need that point to be pointy, so a straight line. I can click on that and you can actually see there it actually converts that straight away into a right angle or a straight line, depending on what the shape initially was.